Okay, so I'm rather confused about my state of life here in America. Because from what I was always taught in school, I came to understand that we have the Constitution and freedom of speech and the right to bear arms and all these other things. But apparently, it seems that the major corporations today like to misinform the public to believe that we don't even have those options, and it's kind of amazing because most people my age seem to don't even be aware of the fact that we as American people have a constitutional right to, hold back the federal government from doing a lot of things that are illegal. And so it's just something that like I struggle to understand because every day people tell me these myths, like I can go to college and get a good job, but everyone that I know that went to college, they have a shit ton of debt and they can't find any work. And it's really interesting because you constantly see about how everyone wants to mock on fucking McDonald's workers for wanting $15 an hour, and it's like I was asking my buddy, I was like, why are you on their asses so much? Why is it that you'd want to invite a predatory business into your company or into your community, so that way people who live around you have to be on welfare and can't afford to take care of their kids and have to do all the stupid shit that you hate people doing? I don't get it. It's like people they just keep perpetuating their own suffering, and I think it's really because they watch too much TV. But I don't know. I read a lot of books. I watched a lot of history. I spent a lot of time educating myself, and I mean everything from ancient history to like spiritual philosophies, different ways of thinking, and I found some really interesting stuff. Lately, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and this one that I really liked was this three-part series on lost kingdoms of the Ice Age, and they talk about India and Hinduism and Buddhism and a lot of like sacred symbols and stuff. And it's kind of interesting because you actually come to find out that in Christianity, right, you have the pentagram. They're like, oh my God, that's a pagan symbol. That's the devil. It's upside down. It's satanic. But then you look at the Jewish people, and originally the Jewish symbol was the menorah. But post World War I and World War II, once the Zionist movement started, the upside down pentagram thingy actually became the Star of David, which I found was interesting because that symbol is thousands of years old and comes from a religion that completely predates Judaism. And so then another thing I found that was interesting with the symbology is that in World War II, World War I and II, you have the Nazis who have the swastika, and everyone in America associates the swastika with the Nazis and terrible, terrible genocide and the things they did to the Jews. And I mean, I'm sure it was very terrible. I watched many, 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 many documentaries on it. It's like that seems to be the only thing on the History Channel half the fucking time, and it's kind of interesting. But anyways, it makes me really sad because now, if it like I'm a big fan of Dharma, karma, and Buddhism and meditation and mantra and all that other stuff. And if I were to get a swastika tattooed on me, everyone thinks I'm a fucking Nazi because I'm white, and I'm like, no, 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 no. The Dharma and karma, like that was originally their symbol. It was meant to represent the four truths of life. Which was basically if you know what the Serenity Prayer is, I can't exactly recite it word for word, but it's something along the lines of Lord, grant me the peace to accept the things I cannot change, the strength to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Is very, very close to the four truths of Dharma, because Dharma is basically being aware of your personal suffering, being aware of other people's suffering, being aware of what's causing the suffering, and then finding the fourth truth is the truth of finding the answer to end the suffering. And I like a lot of the spiritual practices and things, and I find that a lot of the Dharma and Karma and stuff that comes from India also stems into the shamanic faith of the Native Americans here in America, which have been terribly, terribly suppressed, and the same thing. And I guess it's one of those things that I wonder. I was like, as a white American, like, are we okay with committing genocide just because we've committed genocide here repeatedly on all the Native peoples, and to this day we still don't look up any of their ancestry and we suppress their culture even though we live in their land? Is that why we're okay with doing this? We just accept it and we pretend that's who we are? Or, do you decide to like just fucking put down the dollar and become a bigger man and try to solve the fucking problem? You know? I mean, I know a lot of people that have been praying to God, and I just wish God would tell them what the fuck to do so no more kids have to die in Gaza.